everyone, it's your local NB Trans Girl Autumn, and today I'm going to be reacting to some Reddit posts. So, some am I the a-hole? Am I overreacting? There's Ask Transgender, there's a lot of variation. There's Facepalm. There's gonna be some serious ones and some not so serious ones. So if you wanna skip through the serious ones or go to the serious ones, be my guest. So yeah, let's start it off. So the first one, am I the a-hole for breaking it off with a dude I was dating because of a comment he left on a man versus bear post? My opinion as a creator with as a trans woman with man versus bear is I would also choose the bear. A bear wouldn't purposely misgender me or make me feel unsafe. So I, 19F, am currently in college, and while leaving school a few months ago, I passed by some guy and he approached me. He complimented my style, said he liked the vampire vibe, and asked me if I wanted to exchange socials. So I agreed, and after going home, he started texting me. We texted for a few days, and then we met up at school where he got me flowers and asked me on a date. I went, and it was actually super nice, legit one of the best dates I've been on. Since then, we've been on a few more dates. Skipped to a few days ago where I was on Insta and got a reel about some beefy meathead talking about how women want the bear because they are over 6 feet, unemployed, and don't take care of their kids. Okay. I go look in the comments, and this man had a whole little rant in the comment section talking about how all these women who are picking the bear will be the same women who choose abusive husbands. What? Okay. And it's women's fault for not taking more notice of red flags and like some crap about how women ignore good men. The way I just sat there like, what? Like the sweet dude I've been seeing for a few months is blaming women for getting beat. So I screenshotted it, sent it to him and said, yeah, sorry, we're done. I'm just looking out for red flags, you know? Bye, D-wipe. And blocked him. Good for you, girly. We have a mutual friend, and he told me he's had a bad string of relationships and he just has trust issues and that I was a jerk for leaving him for a dumb rant. I told him to screw off and told some of my friends and got mixed opinions. Now I'm thinking maybe I did a little too much and should have maybe just educated him on the topic and stuff instead of cursing at him and dumping him. He texted me through a friend's account and asked for us to meet, but I don't know. Girly, you dodged the reddest, biggest flag I have ever seen. I mean, come on. There's a quote that I saw the other day about basically if you do the right thing when nobody's looking, then that makes you more trustworthy than when you only do the right thing when somebody's looking. So this guy didn't think she would see his post and posted his real opinions, and then he got karma for it. I mean, that's as simple as I think it is. We should check the comments and see what everybody else thinks, but yeah, I mean, he's not understanding. He's making assumptions. He's grouping all women. It's just so many red flags, and I would run far away from him if I was this lady. Oof. Let's read some comments. If he's really had a string of bad relationships, your friend should consider that the problem is most likely him. Yup, as one of my favorite creators, The Click, says, if one person's the a-hole to you, you're not the a-hole, most likely. But if everybody's an a-hole to you, and that's how you tell it, then you're probably the a-hole. So, yeah, he needs to look inside himself. Yeah, if your friends are saying all this, like, this is how abusive relationships start, right? You let someone talk about stuff online that you don't agree with. Well, how long before they start bringing it into your relationship? Bring it to your friends, you know? So this is exactly, yep. Another person says, this is exactly why the bear versus man question exists. You did the right things for the right reasons, and F anybody who says differently. You're smart enough to not ignore the red flags. Yep, period. All right. Well, that was the man versus bear. Fun. Next one, I just thought this was really funny. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but such kindness in the reply. So close. Okay, Enzo. Fun fact, blueberries are the only fruit named after a color. That's very wholesome. But then the person replying said, starfruit? We all have those moments. And then the creator says, so close. That is a shape, heart, heart. I just wanted to put that in there because I literally just started laughing as soon as I saw it. I was going through Facepalm and I was just like, gosh. Hey, at least this is kindness, you know? You don't immediately tease people for being wrong. Next one's going to be a bit heavier, so let's get into that. How did you unlearn LGBT cringe? In quotes. So before I read this, I guess I want to give I also had some, you know, LGBT cringe, you know, in my mind. I was watching the wrong people. I was watching a lot of alt-right accounts. I was reading alt-right material. I was listening to people who didn't really know about the community, right? And I started to form opinions like, oh, these people are just doing this for attention. It's not real, blah, blah, blah. Well, here I am, a trans woman. So no. It's just about, they suck you in by really giving you stuff that you can chew on, you know? They give you a little nugget that is the smallest bit good. Like, oh, like you shouldn't be mean to people. Yeah, well, I agree with that. And then they show this weird TikTok of this obscure non-binary person who does not speak for the whole community being mean and say, oh, see, that's mean non-binary person. No, everybody who's non-binary is mean. And then they do it in more steps than that. And that's how they get you into that phase. But I'm so glad I'm out of it now. Anyway, I'm blabbing. I'm supposed to read this post. Let's go. I, 17 FTM, feel very shameful about being transgender. I'm sorry. Plus everything else, I'm like airways, poly, etc. I want to get over this. Due to waiting lists being years long, I cannot access a therapist anytime soon. My family are very unsupportive and unaccepting. Damn, I'm sorry. So I'm trying to get past this myself. Whenever I try to openly be myself, I feel embarrassed. I feel horrific for just existing. I feel ashamed for taking up space in general every time I'm around somebody, but especially when it comes to how I am LGBT. Whenever I try being open about how I am transgender and everything else, I feel what I feel when I watch LGBT cringe, in quotes. Just cringe, shame, guilt, disgust, the whole bunch. Then I feel worse for feeling that way, especially since everybody in these videos are real people. It sucks. I'm not sure how to work through this. I want to be openly myself. I want to be proud of who I am. I want to be openly advocate for trans rights, do my best to help trans people I know, etc. But I feel stuck in this pit of shame. I don't want to be looked at the way I look at myself now, as LGBT cringe. I love being cringy in every way, but I feel so bad about being blatantly LGBT. I am so sorry. This is a sentiment that I feel like a lot of young, I can't speak for older people, but as a young trans person, queer person, we fall into this trap of caring too much what other people think. I think that's what it comes into. That's just our generation, right? It can be a huge strength, right? You know, I feel like we can be very empathetic towards individuals and very kind, but also we can have people affect us in an unkind way, unfortunately. And it took me a good year to get out of that. 2 years to get out of that. Really, it was just about who's the one person who knows me best. That's me. And if I know me best, and I know that I can be a good person, I know that I'm not cringe, I know that I deserve a place in the world, then nobody can tell me what place in the world I deserve. And I mean, they can tell me, they can literally, it's free speech, right? But I don't have to listen to them. I won't internalize those hateful remarks and comments because I know myself. I know my self-worth. I feel like this person can do well with kind of thinking along those guidelines, you know, because I want this person to really to grow into the awesome trans man they are, and to be prideful, to be happy, to be outwardly trans, you know. It doesn't matter. There's no such thing as being too trans or being too queer or being too open. There's no such thing. That's just put by people to keep you in your place, to keep you from being yourself. So my advice is just, again, just be who you are, you know. So yeah, I'm not going to read the comments for this because I feel like I gave a really good well, I might be myself out. I think I gave a very relatable piece of advice. So yeah, if you have any advice for this person, please say it in the comments. Am I the a-hole for embarrassing my friend in front of her friends after she outed me? Long story short, I have a straight friend who always outs me to people. I'm openly gay, however I don't tell it to everyone. I need to feel comfortable first. That's perfectly understandable. My friend invited me to join her friends for a house party. I met them for the first time that evening. At the beginning of the house party, out of nowhere, my friend said, "Dating sucks. Not only dating men, but dating women as well, right? My name?" I looked at the floor saying, "I don't know," visibly uncomfortable. "What do you mean you don't know? Dating women sucks, right?" "You need to stop outing me to everyone," I replied. The whole room got quiet and uncomfortable. "I apologize. It wasn't my intention," she said. "It's just that I told you many times not to do it, but never mind." So, am I the a-hole for saying that in front of all her friends instead of taking it in private? We had conversations about it in private. You are not the a-hole. I thought this was gonna be like you like literally like insulted something like personal about them, but no, this is just you telling them how you feel. Like it doesn't matter. There's no like, you called out their rude behavior. It's not a big deal to call out their rude behavior. They outed you in front of people you didn't know. It's okay to be closeted. It's okay to not want to come out, and they have violated your trust. So yeah, this friend, you said that they have had conversations with you about that before. If they were really your true friend, they wouldn't be doing this often. Like, you know, once like an offhanded comment like we can get, but we can understand why they did it. It's not okay. But if you're saying it all the time, if you're outing your friends all the time, you obviously either don't care enough to remember or are doing it maliciously. So yeah, let's read one comment. "Stop being friends with this person. She clearly doesn't care about your safety or preferences. Just demonstrated that not only will she keep outing you, she doesn't regret doing so." Interesting. "You're completely fine to have corrected her in public about this." Yeah, I think I agree. It's hard sometimes to let go of your friends once you open up to them as queer, right? Because they were your friends before you came out, and you're just like, well, they accepted me before, so maybe they'll accept me now. But if you keep having to say this, maybe they'll accept me, maybe they'll do this, maybe, then it just hasn't, for me personally, it hasn't worked. For a lot of my friends, it hasn't worked. You can always find new supportive friends, never out people. That's the lesson. Next one. Oh, this might be a triggering phrase, so just watch out. "Is it problematic to use the phrase trans debate?" Yes, but let's keep going. "I write for a mental health website for a living. We're doing a blog post for Pride Month and uses the word trans debate. I have fed back that I believe this is harmful and it suggests that trans people's identities and rights are up for debate, which they're not. Preach. Trans people exist and so should their rights. Debate suggests opinions both sides should be considered when one wants to invalidate and crush the rights of trans people. I don't see that as a debate. I see that as an attack on human rights. I was told that we had to use the word debate as that's what's happening. Language is very powerful and I want to fight this. I'm not trans myself, but I've struggled with my gender identity and want to see what people thought about using the term trans debate." Well, thank you for bringing this to the table, because some people genuinely do not know. And, some people ask this in bad faith, but this person's not. They are an ally and they're helping. So, yes, it is very problematic. It's not a debate. Trans people are trans. They exist. Yeah, there's no context where that's right. It's very harmful to debate a group of people that exists. Any group of people, you shouldn't be debating them. I'm not going to read any comments because I think that's self-explanatory. Next, this one is kind of relatable to me. Has anyone ever gotten stuck in a kind of no man's land where you don't completely pass as either male or female? People are just unsettled by your appearance. I'm worried this will happen. My transition seems to be turning me into Steve Buscemi instead of a woman. No offense to Steve, he is an attractive, great actor, but not what I'm going for. Yes, I used to more than I do now. People know that I'm a trans woman. I have stuff. I have pronoun pins. I have, all types of indicators that I might be a trans woman. But I used to, back when I first came out, it was very, very like thin ice. Like if I even passed as people knew I was a trans woman. Some people still clock me as like a trans man for some reason, which is both kind of discouraging and encouraging, because me thinking like, oh, they think I was born a woman. Oh, that's kind of nice. And then, oh, but they think I'm transitioning to it's very interesting. But yeah, I was in that no man's land when I was just both, and people would stare at me, you know. Now, being like an extrovert out in public, I don't care. I didn't care about that, but it a lot of it does get you down. I had days where I was just like, am I ever gonna get out of this phase? And I did. So yeah, to anyone in this phase, it's okay. If you are going towards your gender transition goals, there's obviously gonna be days where you don't match what you think you should be, and that's fine, you know. So my advice is just to seek out kind people and leave the staring people away from you. You don't need to be associated with people who stare at you. Next, another one from r/facepalm. What do we have now? We have, it's not a cult, quote unquote, which is what I'm assuming Trump supporters say. Why am I acting like they don't say that? Yeah, they've said it before. All right, let's look at this picture. Let's read all of them. Biden, I went to a petting zoo for my birthday. Obama, that was in elementary. Okay. So they just start off not even, but then they keep going, right? I crash bikes in economies. Blue Lives Matter. Okay. Bidenflation, the cost of voting stupid. I identify as non-binary. That one. My pronouns are, I can't read that, but a pronouns joke. What's new? Looney Tunes. That's all, folks, with Biden's face. Liberals suck. Wake up, America. Trump 2024. Gun owners for Trump. Biden with the dog crapping. Trump as a boxer or someone. I can't even see that. 1 out of 3 Biden supporters are just as stupid as the other 2. Okay. Yeah, they're definitely not obsessed. Now, this is perfectly normal to have. I mean, I don't know what their point is. Like, we know Biden is an old white man. We know that he has said racist things. Nobody is disputing that. We just want to not vote for someone who's even worse than that. So I don't know if that's hard to understand, but go vote this election, everyone. All right, next. Do this in order to get your kids to 100% hate you. This one helpful trick can make your kids hate you. I come from a family of 8. I plan to have a lot of kids. We're going to outbreed the left. Then we're going to homeschool or send our kids to private school so they can't be groomed into becoming activists for leftist causes.
What did she say?
I'm stuck on outbreed the left. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, then Elon Musk, of course. What alt-right tweet does he not respond to? He says, it should be considered a national emergency to have kids. I can't even comment on that. There's just the unintelligence is just crazy. Okay, and then this person is satirizing all this. Mommy, why was I born? Because mommy hates queer people and needs you to vote Republican. They're gonna hate you. Insert evil person's name here. Just don't get sent to a nursing home because they're not gonna visit you. I'm sorry. I don't even need to read the comments. You know what? I was raised by conservative parents. I grew up with Rush Limbaugh screaming in the background. I even went through an ultra-conservative born-again evangelical phase in my early 20s. I also went to private school where I disagreed regularly with the nuns and was constantly in trouble. Okay, some of us are just born this way. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, Lady Gaga. My nickname from age 5 was Bleeding Heart. Interesting. It's funny to me how people regard children as little blank slates that can turn into foot soldiers. Hope she finds herself very disappointed and surprised by her liberal-minded babies. You know, some will rebel hard. Yeah. You know, just people form their own opinions. You know, you can't be influenced either way into everything you're influenced. It's just not how it works. Kids raised liberal will turn out conservative. Kids raised conservative will turn out liberal. It's just life. So this is gonna backfire. Next. Okay, so this one's about a trans girl. So I'm not gonna read the second word in this post because it's not correct, so I'm just gonna replace that. My daughter, 16, messaged me out of the blue from the other room. Mother, I've wanted to be a girl for a few years now. I've never told you because I was so afraid of you putting me out on the street or something, but after our talk in the car about the socks, and you said when I mentioned a trans friend, I think I can trust you. I'm not saying to your face because I'm too scared to. Oh. Then the mom saying, I have no idea. She knows I'm an advocate for LGBT. We do not discriminate in our house. She has never expressed an opinion either way. My feelings are mixed. I'm afraid for her. I'm also sad she hasn't been able to be herself. She also told me this. But yeah, like a year ago, I stole one of your bras, sometimes wear it with the polyfill from my Halloween costume in it, and hid it until me telling you, now do you want it back? According to her, she has known since she was 5. How did I have no idea? I just want to support her and for her to be happy. Well, that's a supportive mom. I think her daughter really is in good hands and they're gonna move forward together in a positive light. It's sad that the daughter felt like she had to wait this long, but it happens, you know, people come out when they're ready to come out. So don't feel sad or disappointed or anxious, you know, everything's gonna work out. But yeah, I can kind of relate to this because I also came out as a trans woman when I was 17 and non-binary when I was 15 and a half, 16. So, and I've known since, well, I think I was a little kid. I mean, the earliest dysphoric moments I had was when I was 5. Yeah, when I was about 5. So yeah, I can relate to that. If you're a parent watching this, just be there for your kid. Last one. Good way to sort your feelings out about being trans. Also, for self-diagnosis purposes, what do cis people do that trans people in denial statistically don't, and vice versa? So I think if you are constantly thinking, well, am I a woman? Well, no, I wouldn't be a woman. Am I a woman? There's probably something there because cis people don't consistently feel dysphoric. If you consistently feel dysphoric and wonder if you're trans, then there might be something more there that a therapist or someone can help you figure out. There are medical professionals that can help you. For general people, I know this is not what the post's about, but just to sort your feelings out about being trans, you don't have to feel any pressure about coming out as trans or not. Just explore your gender the way you want to in your own time frame, you know. It's not always black and white, you know. I didn't realize I was 100% trans one day and be like, I'm a trans woman. Now I know I'm 100% trans and a trans woman, but the leading up to that was not as easy as that. Some days I was like, how could I be trans? But I ended up here and I'm happy that I'm here. So no matter what direction you decide to go, just remember that it's all a process. It's not a race. If you don't want to focus on your gender feelings, you don't have to, you know. Just be yourself, be happy, be proud, be loud. And that concludes the video, everyone. I hope you like this long form content. I might do more of this. In the comments, please say what you want me to do next. I can do reaction videos. I'm a musician, so I can do music related stuff. I can make parodies, I can make songs. I can do meme review, that kind of stuff. And I can do just long form discussion, so I can research a topic, discuss what I think about it. And if anybody wants to debate me, you can join my Discord and we can set up a video debate for a video or something. So yeah, without any further ado, we will end this video. So I hope everybody is safe, loud, and proud, and happy Pride Month. Bye-bye.